It's lunchtime. We at Ashtay like to start on time. So this is your 12 o'clock Zoom, and we'll be discussing different stuff on the business class that will be going on at the Beyond the Chair. My name is Melanie Taylor. I'm coming to you from Augusta, Georgia. I am an educator with Ashtay Products. I want everyone to tap in and let me know where you are joining from. Also, will you be at the Beyond the Chair live in person, or will you be joining us on stream? So to kind of get, give you time to kind of tap in, let us know where you're coming from. So we can get this party started. We ain't gonna hold you long, like they say at church. We're gonna go and get to it. Kind of go over in some house rules. We definitely want to let you know that Beyond the Chair is sold out, but we will be offering Beyond the Chair virtually. So you can join us with sessions that you wish you would have come to in person, but virtually. It'll be the same impact, same information. You'll be up close and personal, able to answer questions, give feedback. We'll still be able to give you all types of tips and everything to help you be successful in your business as a hairstylist, entrepreneur, on every area of your business. So please, you can also join us virtually if you have missed us in person. They have a code to give you a discount, which will be dropped in the link in the chat at the bottom, which will be a link. So you can join us virtually and get it at a discount. So, hey, you have no reason why you cannot join us. So if you missed us in person, you can definitely get the same impact on our live stream. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Once some people come in, you just pick up, and then this stream will be aired live again, and you'll also be able to see it on our different platforms as well. So my name again is Melanie Taylor. I will be teaching the business class along with Miss Shay in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, Miss Melissa, how are you? So yes, I'll be teaching this class along with Shay. And one of our main things that we want to talk about is, we kind of call it like this June. So it's the halftime huddle. But even though it's halftime, the game is not over. You still have 2 more quarters left. So with these 2 quarters, you can go in for the win. So don't think that it is over. So what we want to kind of touch on for this is to kind of give you some tips of organization. So the biggest thing with a business is being organized. Us as stylists, barbers, estheticians, we kind of get caught up in the technical work of the business and don't try to think about the background work. But the background work is just as important as being a stylist. And you also don't want to get confused as into thinking just because you can do the technical work of a business, you can run a business. It is an entirely 2 different things. You can be the best hairstylist and the best barber, but you cannot handle your finances. You cannot do the organization of HR work. It takes a whole nother type of level and a whole nother type of commitment. But as a hairstylist, entrepreneur, you can run your business as a corporation, actually as being behind the chair. So don't think that this is just, oh, I'm like a mom and pop, I can only do this. No, Melanie Taylor at Unique Vision is Melanie Styles LLC, and she is UV Enterprise LLC. So I run myself as a corporation, which I learned all the different things that I'm sharing with you through Ashtay Products. So if you are not a stylist or at any level of that, tap in for the business, because the business will change your entire life. So one thing I want to talk about, which kind of can't give it all, just gonna give a little bit, because we want you to join us where we can get more in depth at our Beyond the Chair conference on the virtual platform. So my first thing is, one of the main tools that transformed my business was the TSS manual. Our TSS manual is a complete book. I'm going to kind of take these sheets out so you can kind of see them, but it's a complete book. It's like your appointment book that is for your weekly expenses, all your profit, loss, It's not just a regular appointment book. So don't think that you can go in and just get your appointment book and write the different things in there. You're going to get the same thing. If you use this TSS manual for 30 days, I promise you, you will figure out where all your money is going. And the main thing that I always get is, well, I do mine on the computer. I do mine on my phone. I do this, I do that. But the computer, the phone, the app, it's doing everything for you. So technically, you don't know. So you don't know how they came up with your profit and loss. You don't know how they came up with your bottom line number. You don't know if you hit your goal. It's different things that you want to physically be able to know how to do yourself. Even if you have an accountant. I have an accountant, but I know the numbers just like my accountant knows the numbers. So when you go into the organization part of your business, the TSS manual is the very first ingredient to that recipe. It is your appointment book, is where you set a goal every single day. That way, when you start your goal, the first thing you have to know is your magic number. How many of you guys on here actually know how much money you bring in and how much money has to go out? Anyone? Anyone? Yes, that's the biggest, hardest question, because we have so much money coming through our hands and on these different POS systems. It is hard to keep up with it. Mentally, we think we're hitting our goals, and mentally, some of us think we don't make as much money as we do, but we technically do make more money than we think. So, with the TSS manual, it helps you to go in and write down each individual customer. It has you to write their ticket price, it has you to write what their tip was, it also has you to write if they sold any retail. So, once you come to the bottom of your day, after you've written your goal at the top, and so once you come to the bottom, you have your total services, your total retail, your total tips, and it's what you actually made. So what you actually made, you're going to subtract from your goal or add to your goal. And that's how you know if you were over or under. And that shows you if you have reached your goal for that day. But how many people know if they put $500 up here on Tuesday, that they actually make $500? So where the magic number comes in, my magic number is based off of how much money I know I need to take home to sustain my household and how much money I need to sustain my business. The business is the very first thing, because if the business is not taken care of, then the money at home is short. So I have to make sure I have enough funds to pay the lights, the water. I have to be able to, if you have an assistant, you have to pay them. You have to be able to pay products. I mean, you need to be able to get toiletries. It is so many things that comes into running a business, where if you do not know how much is coming in, it will hurt you tremendously, because it hurts you being able to make a budget, because some people overspend, or they could be doing more. They're doing less because they think they can't afford it. So if you don't know your magic number, another thing is, oh, I can't afford to have an assistant. I can't afford to put myself on payroll through a processor. If you know your numbers, you can do that, because you can hire assistants. And when you know what's your peak days and what's your lower days, you know, hey, let me bring an assistant in here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I can afford an assistant because let's say you had to pay them $10 to $15 an hour. So at the end of the day, you may have paid them between $85 to $100, but you made $1,200. So I think that $80 to $100 is worth the $1,200 that I made with help. But if you don't know your magic number, then you cannot do that. Also with payroll, us as entrepreneurs have a lot of money coming in and out, and we have to look at ourselves as an expense of our business. Takes so much revenue at alarming rates. You never know what 1 month is going to be like, what 1 quarter is going to be like. It is so important that you get yourself on payroll. For me, with Estee, I've learned through different things that they showed me that out of sight, out of mind is the best thing for me. So payroll is out of sight, out of mind. For my taxes, I actually have them coming out each paycheck. So it's out of sight, out of mind. It's another thing when you have to pay your taxes at the end of a quarter, because you unexpectedly have to pay $8,000 to $10,000 when you did not budget out to have $8,000 to $10,000. So how payroll helps you, it helps you to No, first knowing your magic number, saying, hey, I need to be able to take home $1,200 a week. And so when I take home this $1,200 a week, I have also paid my taxes. I have paid, federal, Medicaid, whatever it is that you have to pay for your state. And then at the end of the year, you get a W-2. The biggest thing with a lot of entrepreneurs, when we go to do certain things for loans, we go to apply for certain credits or different things, we do not have proof of income. And the proof of income that we have is not enough to get what we need to get. And the reason is because we're hiding how much we have made because we are scared to report it because we know we don't want to pay taxes. So, hey, if you have your payroll set up, you can have it to where you're a $80,000 or a $95,000 entrepreneur because you had your taxes being taken out the entire time. So you can set yourself up bi-weekly, weekly, once a month. It all depends on your cash flow. But that is, again, determined off of your magic number. The magic number, again, is knowing what's coming in and being able to know what's coming out. That is your magic number. The next thing I kind of like to touch on, because we kind of underestimate what it is that we're tapping into. So the question is, what is your seed and how are you watering it? So each person has their gifting or their niche that they know that kind of makes them their money, separates you from the rest. Because at the end of the day, with a lot of stylists, a lot of us are doing the same thing. So what separates you? Or is it your professionalism? Is it your atmosphere? Is it that you offer a POS system? What is the different things that your seed offers and how are you watering it? As into marketing, do you give your clients incentives? Those different things. So when you're watering your seed, first it is organization. The next thing is setting goals, because money doesn't come to a place that it has no purpose. Mr. Wood said, it ain't coming nowhere. It ain't got no purpose. So what is the purpose of you so-called wanting all these funds? Like, what's the purpose? You just want to get more clothes, more shoes? Like, do you want to invest? Do you need to pay off your children's, college education, have them in different events? What is the different things that you need from your seed? Because we need things from our seed. There's a certain lifestyle that you want to hold. So what does that seed do for you and how are you watering it? So that's where your short-term and long-term goals come into play. You want to have short-term goals, and when you do hit those goals, you reward yourself. And but you don't stop. Like, you don't reward yourself and you take away from the seed. It's just like a internal, yay, I'm glad I did that. And then you move on to the next goal. Because at the end of the day, we want to reach our long-term goal. But what is that long-term goal for you? Is it to own your own facility? Is it to own your own house? What is your long-term goal? So what can I say here? In the business, I've been doing hair for 20 years. And I started out as a commission stylist. I went from commission to booth rent to then going out and owning my own salon with a business partner. From there, taking it on to my own individual salon, and now opening the stepping stone. So when it came to organization for that, like, you have to start small. You have to get your things together when you're in those smaller seasons. And again, like Ashtay always told us, how you treat the space you're in now is how you're going to treat your own. So if you feel like, oh, this is not mine, oh, this is this. No, when I was at Jazzy Hair Studio, I treated Jazzy Hair Studio as if it was Unique Vision, because it's honor in being a good steward of where you are. Me being a good steward of where I was, also looking at myself as a business inside of that business, helped me to go through each step and each level to get to the point where I am now, which is not over. We still got more stuff to do. But for that, you want to, even if you're a booth renter inside of a salon, you're still your own business. So you want to have your LLC. You want to have your business license. You want to have where you have an EIN number, where you have your actual business bank account and you have your personal bank account. So when you are a booth renter inside of a salon, you will have how can I put this? LLC is a limited liability. So you are your own business inside of that entity. And what it protects you if anybody, you are, it doesn't touch you personally. A lot of us try to keep us as one, and we need to separate us. You need to separate Unique Vision from Melanie Taylor. Whatever goes on over here, it cannot affect Melanie Taylor. I needed to stay at Unique Vision. So what Melanie Styles LLC, DBA, doing business as Unique Vision, it protects me personally where it keeps me separate. And also when you have your LLC, you can get different things through your business when your business is established. Because a lot of times your business has more revenue, more income, and can show more than you may be showing yourself personally because your business is paying you. So when it came to me getting a facility, I was able to take the loan out under Melanie Styles LLC and not Melanie Taylor. Now they did look at credit and everything else through through Melanie Taylor, but at the end of the day, it came through Melanie Styles LLC. So you cannot have two personal accounts and you want to call one of them Unique Vision and the other one Melanie Taylor. It does not work like that. You have to have your articles of incorporation, your EI, your tax ID number, and physically go set up a business bank account. Then you have your personal bank account. Your business bank account, until you get on payroll, can physically write a check to you personally, and that is your payroll. And so that's one of the lines that you want to put on your TSS, because when you try to, with all the income that's coming in, you need to be able to bring your taxable income down. So when you make yourself an expense of your business where you set yourself on a salary, now you're bringing those funds down. So let's say you may have made let's say $100,000 that year. So we need to be able to have certain expenses to bring that $100,000 down where we're not paying taxes on 100,000. So me being on salary, me having an assistant, me having a POS system, and I'm not charging my customers to use my POS system are certain things that bring that taxable income down. That's one of my pet peeves. I get it. But I don't understand why your customer is paying for a service that you know they need, because we're turning to, electronic systems. You charge them a fee to use your POS system. Fees, they help with your taxes. So now you're getting double taxed because now you charge them $3 to use something that is $3. So now you done added an extra $3 on your income to get taxed. So no, you don't charge them $3 for using your POS system. You take that fee, and that fee now helps you with your taxable income. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I go places, they be like, oh, you can't, you gotta pay $5 or $1.25. That is not their fee. That's not their responsibility. So stop making it their responsibility. Okay, so back on that. But anything that you have is an expense to go towards your taxable income. So if you got 100,000, let's say you have now your salary, you have your health insurance, you have your life insurance, you have your payroll fees, you have your maintenance fees in your facility. All of those things are expenses to bring your taxable income down. Even if you made 100,000, and let's say your fees after you pay your salary to yourself, your employees, let's say your fees came up to $95,000. Yes, that's how that works. So you want to figure out things to help bring your taxable income down on your business side. Personally, if you can afford to pay yourself $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a week, go be great and do it. But you have to set the different things in place to be able to do that. So with Ashtay Products at our Beyond the Chair conference, we actually go in depth on, finding out what your seed is, helping you set your goal, helping you to figure out your magic number, putting into play a game plan. The biggest shift that Miss Ramona could have ever shared with me was setting everything up broken down weekly. So every single fee, every single bill that I have that I'm allowed to is broken down into 4 payments throughout the month. And what I mean is, if my mortgage is $1,200 and I have broken it down into 4 weeks, I pay $300 a week. And so therefore, at the end of the month, my cash flow is not affected, because instead of me trying to figure out how I'm gonna come up with 1,200 on the 15th, I only have to worry about 300 each week. So if my business has a slow week, or something happens at my business, or it may be a week at the business when everything is due, that does not affect me, because I have set everything up to where it kind of gives me some breathable room with my cash flow. Our weeks fluctuate from week to week, from day to day. So have it to where you have a cushion. And then when you have the months that have 5 weeks, now you have extra payments going into whatever it is that you're paying. So it may be 1 month, well, you mean it just, whoo, you just ain't got it. But hey, you have already paid it. So breaking things down, water bill, light bill, I mean, anything that you can think of, it is broken down into 4 weekly payments. It may seem like the most minute thing, but it is the biggest. Miss Ramona knows. I'd be like, is this such? She be like, I'm not gonna mess with your numbers. I already know, because I literally write down every single number and I transfer what's supposed to be in what account to do what, because I have physically said I need to make sure this goes here. I need to make sure this goes into my savings. I need to make sure this goes into my business account. So when you know your numbers, even if, hey, I got to put $1,500 over here because everything from over here is due between the 1st through the 5th. You have to know that stuff, and you don't know it because, first of all, you don't know how much money you're making, because you're letting the computer do everything. A lot of times you got to go back to pen and paper. And so that pen and paper right now is a TSS manual. So what I want you to do is make sure you order your TSS manual if you are joining us live or in person for our business class. They also have it to where, I don't know if you guys are ordering this but we're going to go through actually making an actual calendar. And with that calendar, you will set up your weekly and your monthly drafts to get that game plan. Well, I will show you mine because I use mine faithfully. I scratch out what I done paid off, what I done owed. I mean, I have all my monthly things on here. Every time I switch out, I just have to get a new one. But hey, I have every single number written down, and whenever it's a new number, I'm like, wait a minute, let me go check. Let me go see what day. And you can control those things too. When you have certain things, mortgage companies and things like that, even when it comes to your insurances for your business, they can't tell you when they're going to take the money from you. You can literally say, hey, okay, I need this taken out between the 12th and the 13th, or I need this taken out at the 25th of the month. You know your cash flow, so don't put yourself in a crunch because you think they have the power. No, it's a fee that you owe them, but at the end of the day, they want their money and they want your service. So yes, be in control of your numbers, know your numbers, make sure you get your TSS book, make sure you join us virtually if you cannot join us live at Beyond the Chair, where me and Shay are going to go way, 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 way more in depth on this business class. If there are any questions in the chat before we get off of here, let me know. If not, this has been a great Monday afternoon for your mid-lunch break tap in. And yes, so this is Melanie Taylor signing off. Oh, she's yes. Okay. Hey, Miss Linda, all my Ashtay people, and I see Beauty School on here. I'm thankful that you joined us. I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse. But yes, so we're going to go further in depth. We want us to join you. They're going to, as you can see, they have the 20% off code for you to join us virtually. And we ready to go beyond at the Beyond the Chair conference. So I will see you guys then.